So as a part of the new combined Six Flags chains kind of restructuring, they've been going through, and pretty much every park in the chain, at least a lot of them, are having multiple rides removed. Great Adventure was probably hit the hardest by this. But Carowinds is losing 2 flat rides, Screamweaver and Old Enterprise, which I'll show you in a minute, and their Drop Tower. But then they're also losing 1 major coaster, that being Nighthawk, which is honestly not surprising. This thing's been a maintenance nightmare for years. It could only run with 1 train the last couple of years it was in operation because they only had 1 train for it, which made the capacity terrible. So it always had the longest wait in the park. It was just a pain, and it did not have the capacity and uptime for a park of this magnitude or for what they wanted this park to be. So I'm honestly surprised it made it as long as it has, but you'll see when you come to Carowinds, it looks very strange. So here we are. The demolition is still very much in progress. I figured that they would, be trying to have it all done over the off season. That did not happen. So pretty sure there were some tree removals because I do not remember the space being so open. As you can see right here is where Nighthawk's entrance used to be, or I guess it's still there. They even still have the Nighthawk safety sign there. I don't think you used to be able to walk up this close to the ride. There definitely used to be trees here, so that's really weird. This is the first time I've ever seen the pond under Nighthawk completely drained, but it is completely drained. And you see they brought some construction equipment down in there to work on this part of the ride. And yeah, obviously we knew beforehand when they said this was closing. I could tell you for certain it was definitely not getting relocated, and we definitely know that for sure now because they've cut all the supports where they are not intending to be reassembled ever again. You can even see over there just sliced right, cleaned right off. You can see on this side of the ride, the only thing still standing is that first turn over the water there. It's funny how shiny it looks. This ride was just repainted like 2 years ago, I think. Still, the colors are still pretty fresh, but it's all going away now. It's just so weird how open this space is too. Like you can see all the way back to the boomerang back there and everything. I don't know if I like that very much. So this used to be just a normal park path that cut through the center of the park over to Windseeker, which made the park not just a circle, but you could also cut through the middle of the circle. But this path is now closed. It's been removed from the maps as well. And you can see they've closed it off for the demolition effort here. I assume it'll be back open whenever they're done with the demolition, but it doesn't look like they'll be done anytime soon. So I guess just for this season, there is no cut through path through the center of the ride. So the pond on the other side with the Carowinds sign hasn't been 100% drained, but it has been mostly drained. I assume they will fill these back up after they're done, but I'm honestly not sure. It's kind of cool to see how deep the foundations went into the water. But yeah, this side's a lot more finished. You can see, again, they just cut all the supports at the base, and that was that. You can see they still have part of the corkscrew way back there. Literally just that turn, not even the whole corkscrew, so that's about it. You can see Copperhead from here now without everything removed. That's so weird. You can see all the way in the back there, the station is still pretty much untouched at this point, and the little turn of track going into the station and out of the station is untouched as well. So I would say maybe they're going to reuse the station for the whatever attraction replaces Nighthawk, but I don't think they will because I kind of think Nighthawk's replacement is going to be a Giga Dive. It just seems to make the most sense based on the direction of the company right now. I think there's going to be a Giga Dive here. It's not necessarily what I want to be here, but I think that's what we're going to get. And that, of course, would need a new station, so we'll see. Heading down the path to Windseeker, which doesn't appear to be operating today, is the other side of that path. That cut-through path where you normally used to be able to cut through to the front of the park. So we can go ahead and see more of the Nighthawk Demolition from this side. Actually, looks like there's a lot more that we can see. So that's cool. I've seen some people online say they should leave that last piece of corkscrew there as kind of like a historical monument or something, which they could do. It's kind of weird that that's kind of the only section they've left over here, but I kind of wish they would have kept the one going directly over the path. Like some parks keep old corkscrews off their aero coaster paths after they remove those, so it would have been cool if they did that. But that's already gone, so that's not happening. But yeah, you can see they piled up a bunch of, you know, support columns, support beams there. Look over here, you can see the brake run is, it's still there, but the cover's gone. Again, they haven't really done anything with the station yet, weirdly enough. I'm not really sure why, but
they're just taking it out. They're swapping out the ride. Who knows?
so basically when I was riding Afterburn, I noticed both rides from the top of the lift that there's some old scrapped Nighthawk parts that are just like laying out in the parking lot, not even surrounded by a fence or anything. They're just in the parking lot over by the water park gate. So obviously I am not going to take anything because don't do that, please. But I do want to go take a look at them and maybe take a selfie with them because that would be fun and funny. And yeah, I think I'm not the only one that had this idea. I see 3 or 4 people like standing around it, so I'm not the only one that's stupid, I guess. Yeah, so there's 2 pieces of track just sitting over there for some reason. Over here there's a couple more, and then support columns. Because yeah, there we go. There's some pieces of Nighthawk. Those are big support columns. I didn't realize they were this big. And here are some track pieces. I assume they've already hauled a lot of stuff off to the scrapyard because this is nowhere near as much stuff as they've removed. But here it all is. No, that support still has a track segment connected to it. Yeah, that's weird. But you can see how they just came and just... looks like they kind of... I don't do construction stuff, so I don't know. But it's something hot because it's all burnt. But yeah, just sliced right through them because they're just throwing it away. Kind of a shame, but also this thing was never going to run consistently ever again. Dude, the parking lot is literally blue from all the paint chips that have come off of the supports from where they were cut. It looks like salt like when they salt the roads, but it's blue paint. It's funny. There's 2 other pieces just kind of over here for some reason. I don't know what's up with that. So heading towards Fury before you get to Hurler. Here's where Screamweaver, their Enterprise, used to be. I don't remember what make Enterprise it was, but as you can see, it's been ripped out. And that's about it. They haven't gated off this area, which is weird. The other ride removals they gated off. They haven't gated off this area, and they still left the queue there, the control booths, everything. They just tore the ride out. If you look inside the op booth here, you can see the old the control panel still there. So they're not even completely done removing it yet. This is where the queue room needs to be. It's weirdly empty. I mean, just as empty as it would be if the ride was closed, but it's just weird. Even the lights are still working up there, it appears. All right, so over here right behind Hurler, this is the path that used to go back to the drop tower. So as you can see, there's just a fence up, same as the other fences we've seen for closed rides here. And I believe that drop tower is already completely removed. Yeah, this is weird. But let's go ahead and take a look real quick. Yeah, so I could barely get my phone over the fence there. Barely. Most of their fences they do are pretty tall, I guess, because they don't want people like me peeking. Well, I'm going to do it anyway, sorry. Anyways, you can see the control booth was still over there. And there's like a gondola sitting there, it looked like, and then a couple motors just sitting there. But the booth is the only thing left in its original location. Other than that, all signs of the ride are gone. No more Carowinds Drop Tower. I always forgot that Carowinds had a drop tower. It's in a really weird location, like here tucked behind Hurler, where you kind of had to know it was here in order to find it, just because of how tucked back it was. So I'm sure the ridership wasn't great. Not to mention, of all the drop towers that Paramount put in to their parks, this was the shortest one, only about 170 feet, I think. Which is weird, especially at Carowinds, a park that now is so focused on, you know, very, very tall attractions like Fury over here. So it just didn't really fit in anymore. So I kind of understand that removal, to be completely honest.